Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 7, the penultimate episode of the first season of Netflix's live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. The last episode ended with Aang successfully saving Katara and Sokka from Ko, and they are back on course to continue their journey. So let's go ahead and do the same. So we're going to go ahead and hop in, guys. If you want to see the full-length reaction, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for reaction to the entire episode. Or you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on what movies we react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, to try to make it worth your while, since you're going to be support channel. But guys, at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. If you enjoy this reaction, at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. With that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 7, The North. Here we go.
Prince Zuko, the Imperial Guard. They're coming to take the prince into custody.
What?
The Imperial...
The hell?
I overheard them discussing new orders. Orders from the Fire Lord himself. He sent his personal guard to bring Prince Zuko back to Capital City, where he is to stand trial for treason.
Whoa.
Treason?
What the
Yes,
fuck?
sir, I heard Dang order his men ashore to meet the guard.
Tonight? That means he'll be here any minute.
On what charge?
Boy, Zhao's figured out you were the one that freed the Avatar.
Based on what evidence?
Uncle, we can't let my father believe I've turned against him.
I know, but first you must get to safety. Let me sort things out with Ozai.
Oh.
Thank you, Lieutenant G. Stay safe, Your Highness.
No.
She had no idea. It was all too easy to get him to take the bait.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's so scuzzy.
Well, we tell the Fire Lord.
Oh.
Tell
Oh.
him the truth. That the prince
Blasting
chose
jelly.
to put his needs over those of his countrymen, and that his son was a traitor.
Blasting jelly.
Jump!
Prince!
Now I need to deliver my condolences to General Iroh. I'm sure he's been through a terrible shock.
Dude, fuck every version of Zhao, man. Like, for real.
Zuko's on his own, and he wasn't anything like I thought he'd be. He just seems...
I could use an ASMR track of nothing but Appa sounds, man, and the sound of him wafting and swooping through the air. The wind, his mooing, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't learned any of the other bending skills, and I'll probably continue messing up. But at least I'll be able to do it with my friends by my side.
That's right. Team Avatar.
Yep.
It's the Northern Water Tribe. We did it. We finally made it.
Hell yeah. Dude. Ah, they got the gates and everything.
Avatar, welcome to Agnikella.
Wait, what? What did he say? They've given, like, actual names to some of these places. I don't know what he said.
I'm Arnook, chief of the Northern Water Tribe, and I offer you our hospitalities and our protection in the name of the ocean and moon spirits.
Hell yeah, man.
I can't tell you the joy it brings us to welcome a long-lost brother and sister from the south. This is Master Paku. He is our senior waterbending master. And this is
He
my
looks
daughter,
grumpy.
Princess Yue, our tribe's spiritual leader.
Dude, Amber Midthunder.
We are grateful to have you with us. With the power of the Avatar on our side, we'll teach them a lesson they won't soon forget.
Yeah, about that.
We shall celebrate their arrival with a feast.
Dude, speaking of, I can't wait for Prey 2. I don't know if it's a direct continuation, but still.
Have we met her before?
Quit it before they think something's wrong with you. More than there already is.
I swear I will not rest until I hunt down these villains. Our enemies can't be allowed to get away with such a brazen crime.
My God. He's so good.
It was Ozai. He's become so obsessed with conquering the world, he cannot tolerate anyone who would get in the way of this. Not even his own flesh and blood.
It does make what I'm about to say a bit awkward. The Fire Lord has given me the honor of leading a great armada.
with orders to conquer the North.
I admit that I have little experience in battle. Of course, that also means that I have no track record of failure.
I mean,
Unlike you.
yeah. Oh. This guy, man. Good God. Whoa.
That's enough.
The Fire Lord deems your performance below average.
But I defeated him.
You should have finished him at least 2 moves earlier.
Dude, these fucking mind games.
Your father already knows you're the best. He just doesn't want you to know that.
Let my father empty his prisons. Send every bender he has at me. I'll burn everyone in the world until he admits the truth.
Oof.
The truth. That I'm the one.
Damn. I like seeing this. Sokka, get your tongue back in your head.
It must have been difficult to grow up cut off from other benders. Tomorrow morning, go and find Yagoda. She is one of our finest instructors, and she can start you on your journey.
In the healing huts. Good God, Sokka, make it any more obvious.
How about some cloudberries?
Oh. You know, they never established her being a bender, because she never really did anything with that. She did stuff. Don't, like, misconstrue what I just said. Don't you dare. But we never saw her, like, get into the heat of any action. To be fair, I think outside of Paku, we never had any named waterbenders from up here.
He said he wanted me to see how things worked in the tribe because someday it would be my responsibility. Not very fun. So I'd hide out here with the Grands and make dessert.
No.
You are just a girl.
Did you think I wasn't a girl?
No. I figured with you being a princess and all.
That I was stuck up?
Yeah. I mean, no.
Sokka?
I mean, yeah, that's
your
what I thought,
foot
but
needs
no,
to be on the
you're
ground,
ordinary.
not in your mouth.
Not ordinary. Because that wouldn't be
Stop
good.
talking.
And I think I should stop saying words out.
Yeah. Stop. Shut up.
I get it. I know out there. I see them all. But every now and then I just have to go somewhere and...
Make dessert? No, I get it.
Would you like to do
Go back
an activity?
home. It was my duty to protect the village. I took that seriously. Katara would probably say too seriously, but the thing was...
It's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Aww. They kind of understand each other.
I made a promise to my dad, and I was gonna keep that no matter what. There were times it would have been nice to not have to worry. Times I wish I could be...
Just a boy?
Yeah. How do I know you?
Does he actually? Oh, wait. So it wasn't really her he recognized, it was that. Unless she was the fox. That was her voice, though. Thinking back on it. It was the fog. They were combining shit. Could be like the fog thing. A little bit of a trickery happening or premonition.
They don't have shoulder spikes anymore.
The rest of the platoon should hear this. Would you mind coming to talk to them?
Sure.
Great.
Guess this guy's not a dick in this.
I suggest you lead the offensive front.
Airbending is primarily a defensive discipline.
But you're not just an airbender. You're the Avatar.
Well, about that.
Truth is, I haven't mastered any other bending. But that's why I came here. Hoping someone could teach me.
But we've heard stories of how you've saved communities, defeated the Fire Nation platoons, even battled monsters. How were you able to do all that?
With airbending and my friends.
We worked together.
It would have been wise to have focused on your training during your journey. It seems we won't be able to count on the Avatar.
Oof. Say that louder, please. It's Paku.
Water is life.
Yep, healing hut. I kind of do wish we did see Jong for like such a small moment in the series. Like he's such a memorable character.
It's about empathy. You must understand what it means to feel pain. Then take that pain away. You are a natural.
Thanks. We had to think on our feet a lot.
Nothing to focus your mind, like fireball coming at your head. Which reminds me, when do we get to fight training?
Women aren't allowed to fight.
Aren't allowed?
Hey, with the other stuff, I was kind of wondering if they were going to approach this head on. That's such a moment. I'm glad they're sticking to the script on this one.
The princess and I, we were betrothed. It was arranged by our parents when we were children, but when she turned 16, she broke it off.
Oh, made him nice and they're not trapped being together. Sokka, get the girl!
Thank you for coming to pay your respects to Avatar Kuruk.
Oh.
I'm here to do a little bit more than that.
Oh.
I'm hoping Kuruk can help me make a difference.
We're gonna talk to him! Let's go!
It's just been a long time since anyone went to Kuruk for anything. During his time as the Avatar, Kuruk didn't engage much with the world. Some say he became enamored with the spirit world and spent most of his time there. Unfortunately, that meant he wasn't around much to help us deal with our problems.
So he didn't do his job as the Avatar. He let everyone down.
I believe there must be more.
Yes and no. Mostly no. That is not. Oh, I'm excited for this. Well, they're not gonna like dive deep into it, but I'm excited because there's a lot of misinformation around Kuruk's time as the Avatar. Like, hey, by the way, I talked to Ko. Badass.
After Kyoshi helped me unleash these incredible energies.
The Avatar state. But to gain control over it, you need to first master the other disciplines.
Except she was able to take control. She could channel the power through my body.
Oh, is he trying to pass this over to him?
Kyoshi did it.
I'm not Kyoshi.
But you still could.
Aang's trying to avoid it.
I discovered dark spirits were on the verge of crossing over into our realm from the spirit world. So I spent my life fighting them. The war I'd waged on the spirits damaged my body and corrupted my soul. In my condition, I wouldn't be able to control the Avatar state any more than you could.
Damn.
And despite all my sacrifices, I still couldn't save the one that mattered the most. A predatory spirit came to seek vengeance on me. The spirit stole her face.
Ko.
Listen to me, Aang. The Avatar must walk alone, or else the ones you love will suffer.
Everybody keeps telling him that, man. To do this by himself, mostly out of fear of either betrayal or loss or fragility.
I guess you need to go and recombobulate.
I knew it. It was you.
Yes.
Okay, what?
You're the fox.
Yes.
What the fuck?
You're a spirit?
Part spirit, mostly human. Being in both worlds has meant that I can be a bridge between the two. It also means I have the ability to visit the spirit world in my dreams.
That is wicked.
Just for fun?
Wouldn't you? It's
fuck no.
Not quite the word I would use.
You didn't like it?
What's not to like? Nearly being mauled by a spirit monster, or getting my face eaten by a predator, or having to relive one of the most painful memories of my life.
Painful? Don't make it less than what it is.
Why did you turn down Han?
Han is wonderful, but he is not the boy of my dreams.
Aww, you quite literally are. Wow. Aww, I like that.
There is no Team Avatar. There is only the Avatar. Stop thinking about what you need. Being the Avatar means being the one who bears the burden. Alone.
Yeah. I'm so glad they incorporated that.
They won't let me fight. They've been stuck behind this wall for so long, they become frozen in time. Maybe we should talk to Yue. Or maybe we should listen to them. Maybe it's better if you didn't fight. This battle, it'll be like nothing we've ever faced before. People are gonna get hurt and die. You're not gonna lose us. But just the thought I could is gonna hold me back. These people need the Avatar.
Damn, he's giving in. Yo. I'm liking these changes, man. I don't think it's better by any stretch of the imagination, but it's fun watching them play with certain elements like this.
What makes you think you can succeed when so many others have failed?
I have destiny on my side.
Despite what our propaganda would have you believe, the Waterbenders are neither weak nor cowardly. He's attacking the fortress head-on, like a bull in heat. There may be more, but he's keeping it to himself. I fear I've underestimated Zhao. He's more dangerous than I thought.
Yeah, I figured that out as I was swimming away from the burning wreck of my boat.
We've almost reached the north. Have you got a plan yet?
The plan is to reclaim what's rightfully mine.
So no plan.
I'm working on it, Uncle.
I'm still surprised by Zhao's boldness. I'd have thought it beyond him. It's almost as if he's working with someone else. Someone much smarter.
Oh, attributing Zhao's intelligence to Azula. I like that.
I'm done.
Azula, stop playing games.
I'm not the one playing games.
This is your last chance. Fight.
No.
Oof.
You dare.
This looks really good.
You want to test me? Set me loose. I'm through playing games here.
You're finally ready. I think that's what he was hoping for this entire time. It's like, when is she going to finally stand her ground?
Remember back at the Southern Air Temple when you said we had to go with Aang? If we hadn't gone with him, I wouldn't have seen how two kids from the Southern Water Tribe can measure up to anyone. Firebenders, earthbenders, spirit creatures, even strapping young Northern Water Tribe warriors.
Sokka, if you're trying to talk sense into me, you're not doing a very good job.
Sense? Who's talking sense? No, what I'm trying to tell you is, go kick his ass.
Oh, let's go. Fuck him up.
I'm not going to fight you.
Because you're afraid of what you might learn. That you're wrong.
Go back to the healing huts with the other women. Fine. You want to learn how to fight? Study closely.
All right, let's go. That's the first we've seen her hair down this entire season, man. Or at least that I can think of.
Is that all you got?
Oh, her move! Nice.
I'll say this. You're an excellent waterbender.
But you still won't let me fight.
No.
No one's pushed Master Poppy like that. That was incredible. Those ice discs. How did you do that? Can you show me?
Well, I doubt anyone's gonna say you're not strong enough now.
No? I'll just say I lost.
Did you?
You said you're afraid of losing us, and that's why we can't stay by your side. But it's my decision to fight.
And do you think we came all the way here just to leave you on your own? Silly Avatar?
Tricks are for kids.
I can protect you. You can't.
Yeah, and worrying about who will or won't get hurt, it's not just the Avatar who has to deal with that.
That's what it means to be a family.
No, Vin Diesel would be proud.
They all said that I need to do this by myself. This is the past. Now, only one person can tell you the future. The person who will write the legend of Aang.
No.
She means you. You got that right.
No. Uh-oh. The the soot.
Soot.
Fire Nation's here. Time to fight.
That was a pretty damn solid episode. Ice solid, one might say, which I guess isn't that solid technically. So solid or more solid than something more solid than ice solid. Again, once again, the stuff with Azula and the stuff back with the Fire Nation, that's some good shit, especially the fostering of Azula to the point where she stood her ground against Ozai. It's both a control tactic with what he's doing, with not giving her what she wants, but she's still going along with what he is saying and what he is asking, what he's telling her to do. So I'm kind of wondering, because that smile tells me I may be on the right track with that. The whole point was not to get him to admit she's ready, is to get her to stand up and admit she's ready. Like, she keeps just going along, and he needs somebody, if somebody's going to rule, somebody that's going to take the reins, not someone like Zuko. That's not something he would find value in with Zuko's kind of restraint, his compassion. He would, all that stuff that makes Zuko not what he wants a ruler to be or what he thinks a strong firebender or fire lord should be. He knows Azula's got what he needs. Positivity and reinforcement is not how he's going to get it out of her. And her, one, being centered in herself enough to still call upon the lightning. It's the first time we see her use it in this, which looked pretty solid. She still doesn't have her blue flames yet, at least consistently. So I'm wondering if that'll be something she gets later. Is she going to have to earn that? We're seeing like tinges of it, and it makes sense because she's not the Azula we've run into just yet. And I'm wondering if we'll see that by the end of this, by the time she sets out on her journey. I liked that the way they kind of dug in and called out to that. We had other changes in this. Obviously, with the whole comments about Sokka's little thing, where it's not like the show didn't tackle this in some way, shape, or form. We still have Pakku, who's exactly being what he is. Traditional, locked in his ways, and keeping women to the healing huts and out of the fight and out of the battlefield. And we kept that. The fight even itself was mostly straight from the show, though obviously on a smaller, less fantastical scale because of the budget and them trying to keep it a little more grounded. But it's still, for the most part, some of the moves and sequences throughout the fight was one-to-one, which is really interesting. On top of that, we did remove the whole arranged marriage thing. Because of that, we didn't have Pakku connecting to Katara because of his own rejection of his ways, of their traditions by her grandmother, who was originally supposed to be betrothed to him. Katara's necklace was her betrothal necklace, like his sign of engagement towards her. And, she still did care, but she not enough to let someone else decide her life for her. That was part of the conflict between Sokka and Yue, was she was arranged to be with what's-his-nuts. I've never remembered that kid's name, to be honest. In the show, he was just a fucking D-bag. He was fuckboy 10,000. He was dumb as shit, and he didn't care about anything other than raising his status. This version of him, he was a pretty upstanding dude, to be honest. But that puts it more on Yue to kind of accentuate her rejection. I guess also the implication was she got out of the arrangement by committing herself to being a priestess instead. I like that they also kind of accentuated her spiritual connection, with her having parts of the moon spirit already within her, kind of making her, as she said, walk between two worlds or have a foot within both worlds, kind of like the Avatar in a way. It was interesting that in her dreams, she takes the form of this fox. That's why I thought that too, because I noticed it in that episode. I was like, what the fuck was on that fox's tail? I'm pretty sure I left that in the reaction. It caught my eye, and I was like, why'd we linger on that? Because that was also her. That was a nice little detail. I really like that. It's additions like that I really appreciate in this. On top of that, adding a communion with Kuruk here, kind of seeing all of his previous incarnations, barring Yang Chen. We didn't visit any air avatar despite having gone to one of the temples. Yang Chen and Kuruk have an interesting relationship. Everybody thinks, and Kuruk himself perpetuated this because it was easier that way for them to not really know what he was actually doing. So the world, and even the lie he helped perpetuate, was that he was just kind of surfing around, ignoring everything. And while he was not so present or prevalent within the physical realm, he was basically keeping them away from a complete invasion from the spirit world. And it left him badly damaged. And I like that they brought that into here, especially with that. You know, here communing with Aang, you know, not having to put on a face for the rest of the world. He was just trying to be real with them. And kind of much like when Aang goes to see them to consult about whether or not he should kill Ozai, everybody's basically trying to tell him that the more you involve people, the more danger you're putting them in, the more danger you're putting yourself in. And then, you know, it's a liability, as all of them have said so far. And even Boomy, that's what he was trying to teach him as well, that he has to walk this alone. That people are just going to hold him back or get him in his way. But that's how he succeeded over Boomy, and that's how he's going to succeed over these things, because he's going to have people he can put his reliance on, put his faith in, and they'll be able to pull this out together as a team. He's not going to do this alone. That's the whole reason he started this journey. He's alone. He's the last Avatar. His destiny, his life has been loneliness since he's awoken. Even before that, just being named the Avatar already pits you in isolation compared to everybody else and sets you aside. We saw that in the animated series when the kids didn't want to play with him anymore because any team that had him on their team would have an advantage, and it wasn't fair for the games. Or at least that's how they saw it, even though at the time he was just an airbender like any one of them. It's not like in this where he was just like, sure, he has like an attunement or some things come easier to him. He didn't have this massive uncontrolled power that just came out of nowhere. Like, his bending wasn't renownedly better than any other person at his level. It was just this perception. You know, we're seeing that here as well, and him trying to battle that, but in a different way. You know, but also going back to Yue, like this idea that they've kind of cast out the whole, like some of their traditions, but not all of them, is interesting that we didn't keep that in there. You know, I'm not exactly sure why they decided to do that, but I mean, they're leaving that open for Sokka to be able to get the girl this time around, only to not, which is more painful. Because honestly, maybe that's the why, because they're like, okay, what if he can get her, but then she goes? What if there was hope? What if there was a future? Maybe that's what they're cooking there, which I could get behind. Overall, I really dug this episode. Again, it's setting itself apart, and again, I don't think it's better than the original, but it's standing on its own legs right now. It, like, enough is very familiar, but it's doing enough things that just really gives it its own flavor and keeps me on my toes throughout this whole ride. It's gotten fun to compare and contrast, like, the show versus this. Like, I like that it's not one-to-one. Honestly, my favorite moments in the show have been when it's something completely wholly new and added. But guys, I'm going to pass it off to you. What did you think of this episode? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you're on my channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Manny, Sherrett, Ryan, Karen, York, Coruscant, Melita, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey Hell, Jake Contrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crockett, and Justin Smith. Thank you guys so much for continued support. That's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.